contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell.
But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because it was forming this pool of dark blackness in my soul.
Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this thing?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
If I don't stretch out, it's going to be a problem.
At least we got new headsets.
Yeah, you know. Take what we can get. Welcome! Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
At the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, World Heavyweight Podcast.podbean.com. Wherever you listen to us, like it, share it, comment on it, tell us that we're dumb. Even if you I don't know, if you want to tell us we're dumb on a thing, tell us we're dumb on a thing. I'll come back at you. I'll mention it on the show. We get questions all the time that we mention on here.
As far as I'm concerned, we're 100% correct about everything.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because there's a microphone in front of you, so you must be an expert.
Yes. World Heavyweight Podcast, Ichiban.
Number one.
Number one.
A busy weekend this weekend, sir. I was at Roastmasters until
I thought you said this week. You mean this
well,
past
I mean,
weekend.
I just also had that last night,
Okay.
but we have a busy weekend.
Yes, we do.
Ring of Honor. New Japan is this weekend still again as well, correct? Or are they all done with that?
No, the third Destruction show is this weekend. I believe it's going to be the world title match and the heavy title match and the U.S. title match.
And
are going to make up that main event.
A little No Mercy action as well to round out the weekend with some mediocrity. Sorry, I'm just.
There wasn't that much. There wasn't that much.
I'm getting a little frustrated on what I see on the Monday show. That's all.
Well,
that's all.
Welcome to Mondays.
Yeah.
No one ever said, "Thank God it's Monday." They said,
that's true.
It's case. You're having a case of the Mondays." Exactly.
You were at a show last night too.
Yeah, I was at the local.
The local.
local.
You had to go to Brooklyn.
I went to Brooklyn. I went saw Exodus, Obituary, Power Trip from Houston, Texas.
You said you saw a little something go down in the
There.
pit. That was
some as someone put next to me, some typical New York City garbage, which was.
What?
That's how he described the situation. But so I'm in the pit. I'm leaning up against the sound booth,
right?
And I see three people in the story. I see this kind of fat, pudgy guy with a goatee,
right?
With a t-shirt on and this little cute blonde, and then this skinny white guy, right?
Right.
And it all started when I started seeing this fat guy just started getting a little handsy with his blonde,
Okay.
and at one point during the set, she tries to piggyback him into the pit. That didn't work out.
Wait, fight him?
He jumps on her back and she attempts to run around the pit with it. That didn't work out.
She wanted to just take a piggyback ride on him.
Yeah. Someone tells me this was his idea. I don't think this was hers necessarily. She goes down, so they go down.
Right.
So skinny guy comes over and goes, "Hey," it gives him like a little stern talking to, like, "Hey, don't touch my girl. We're gonna have a problem."
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Oh no!
And then next thing I know, he's worming his way right next to her again, and this guy sees him. Skinny guy shoves him, just physically shoves him a little further away. Just like, "Hey, stay over there." He makes his way back over again, and I see him pass his phone to her with the number pad out to get her number, and before she could type a digit, skinny guy comes over and goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're giving him his number right in front of me? And then at this point, me and a couple local Latinos are just like, oh man, we're about to see a fight. Come on, swing at him.
Well, if that was a Spanish dude, there would have already been a punching.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't have even gotten that far.
Skinny white guy did what is expected, which is storm off, and he's like, "Bye, bitch."
Boo.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
at that
at a metal show. You
I
could
was-
probably get away with throwing some hands right there.
I already saw the stern talking to in the shove. I'll be like, all right, next contact is going to be a fist to your head,
should
and then
be.
you leave.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah,
boom, and then you have to go.
immediately exit stage left.
That's my cue. Good day, everyone. So like a little applause here. But
my last night was not nearly as entertaining as that, but it was still pretty funny. I got to see people brutalize each other verbally at Roastmasters last night.
You went and saw a roast battle.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I can't repeat some of those things.
No, terrible things.
Well, because if I do, I'm gonna missay it, and then somebody's gonna just stop listening.
No
to the
one's
show.
gonna go to the tape.
No one. Yeah, no. No one's gonna. Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna go. Did you hear what that asshole said? It's like, no, I didn't. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get into any of that, so I won't.
Any news is good news. Damn it!
Go see Roastmasters. It's on Gas Digital Network every other
Just don't
Tuesday.
misspell our handle on Twitter. Get it
Exactly. The WHPC. Just like that. There you go. I do want to get into, before we get into everything else, because I said I was going to make it into a bit, football time. A busy Sunday. I finally got a W under my belt. Finally. Pickle Rick is back in the game.
You and Rusev have something in common.
Yeah.
You both finally got a W.
I almost lost to a goddamn kicker.
That's why
I
you
was going to lose my mind. Are you kidding me?
That's why you didn't over-celebrate, because it was
Holy
this close you almost lost.
You kidding me? Went into Sunday night and I was tied in the first quarter because their kicker had 8 points.
Who won that game?
I did.
Okay.
That's the important part. I ended up pulling it out, but I had to go into the final game worried about whether this kicker's going to get... The kicker got more points than one of my running backs. Are you kidding me? God damn it, I hate fantasy football sometimes.
Don't play that running back.
No, he's getting benched. I don't care what his matchup is. He's been hot garbage. I made a big trade this week, though, too.
Yeah.
I traded Drew Brees for like 4 people.
Damn.
Yeah. I
Gotta
had
be
my own strategy, but I traded Drew Brees for a quarterback and 2 other running backs.
Watch, he puts up a ton of points this
No,
year.
Drew Brees, you see, Drew Brees is one of those guys where he can have one of those amazing games of like a 40-pointer here and there.
Yeah.
But then he can also have those like 15-point games where you're wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, he has hot streaks.
Yeah, so I have the Denver Broncos quarterback and Alex Smith from the Chargers. So I have solid quarterback. I just needed running backs out the ass because the one guy that I thought was going to do pretty good, I only know it's week 2. I know it's week 2, but I like to make moves, and I did. So the new face of America, unfortunately, goes down to 0-2. Put up 128 points and lost.
Oh, my God.
Because I put up 134.
Yeah. We're going to, this is a league that you got to be
You
doing
have to-
you have to do 130 or you're not even close.
What did I say last week?
Yeah.
If you put up 120, then you can think about being comfortable.
You might win.
But if you're not putting up 120, you're probably not going to win. I put up, it was 134.44 to 128.06 to get me at 1-1 over the new face of America. Aurora goes into fairly dominant this week, I think, finally. She wasn't beating... It wasn't too big of a trouncing, but 113 to 102. Ask About Me goes to 0-2 on the season from somebody who thought that they were going to be doing pretty well.
Wait, Ask About Me?
Yeah, I told you that last week. It's Aska.
I forgot that one.
Aska About Me.
Still makes me pop.
Captain Fatbelly, one of the only 2-2 teams left, somehow pulled out a win with 111 to 93 over the House, who I incidentally made that Drew Brees trade with, so hopefully that works out for them. And other Josh, running the Glorious 11, goes down to 1-1 by losing to Nerds from Braun, 149 to 131. He put up 131 points and lost.
Got crushed.
He would have beaten every team in the league except for me and the guy that he played.
Of course, the guy he played beat him by what, 30 points?
Nah, yeah, 20 points. He almost got 150. He was a ridiculous score. I gotta almost check this out now because it was just bad. Yeah, Tom Brady, who I have in another league, 36 points.
Jesus.
And then he also had a running back for the Rams, who apparently nobody saw play this week because if anybody has been seeing what I guess L.A. caught the football fever, and it kept everybody at home.
Yep.
Because there is nobody watching Rams games.
So empty. I saw that screenshot.
Oh boy. Oof. Yeah, but he had
And the best part ever was they filled that stadium like a week before for a concert. So it's definitely
They filled it the day before. For a
sorry.
USC football.
That's
game.
what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. Because I heard some stories like, oh, the building's old. It's like they had no problem filling it the other day.
The LA Coliseum is an amazing building to play football or any sports in.
Yeah.
But you have to give a shit.
Yeah.
You know who does give a shit about football in LA? Raiders fans. Guess who's moving to Vegas? The Raiders.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Anyway.
I kind of hope they build a new stadium anyway. It's just a giant waste of money.
They are building a new stadium in Vegas. There are supposedly building
in LA.
Oh, they are.
It's going
to be a giant $1 billion stadium.
Oh, is it that? Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot. I thought that one wasn't happening.
2 teams are going to be there.
Oh, that's why.
Or no,
theoretically 2 teams.
What was it? I was listening to More Sports, and he goes, they came in with a picture of a stadium. You know what that is? A resume.
2 teams in a stadium? I'm great. When they're both there, they'll outnumber the audience.
Probably. It's bad, dude.
It didn't work 20 years ago. Let's try it.
No one gives a shit.
Was it 20, 30 years ago? Last time LA had a football team?
It was the Raiders. And I think I want to say it's 80-something.
Yeah, it
when
didn't
they were
work
still
then.
there.
Let's try it again.
Well, I mean, at least if it was the Raiders, people give a shit about the Raiders in California. They'll drive from Oakland to L.A. to watch a Raiders game. They already have a bunch of fans in L.A. And if you look at the other stadium in Oakland, where they were just demolishing the Jets, like 40-something to 10.
Yeah,
it was
suck.
The Jets are bad,
garbage
to the point where Marshawn Lynch is dancing on the sidelines. Did you see this at all?
No.
Marshawn Lynch is like, they're playing some song in the stadium, and he is going bananas dancing on the sideline because they're up like 40 points. And the Raiders Titantron guy goes, hey, let's put that on the freaking big screen. And they do. And he's Marshawn Lynch just dancing like crazy on the sideline and getting the entire stadium along with it. It's brilliant.
Watch coming up. They're going to start finding anything like that.
The Jets
over celebration.
Supposedly people from the Jets were saying that, like, oh, it's disrespectful.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're
well,
salty.
yeah.
We're like, well,
how about you score a touchdown and stop him?
Stop sucking.
And they at least did finish off with that. It's like, well, if we want him to stop doing that, we should probably stop him.
Yeah. How about we just stop getting swept and then it'll be okay.
Put a playable football team together that maybe doesn't look like a JV high school team. Good God, that team is terrible.
Even JV teams win championships.
People wonder why I didn't even, like, if somebody, like, there's Jets that are on the waiver wire right now. I'm not touching them.
Yeah.
Why would I? They have an allergy to touchdowns.
Yeah. They're allergic to the end zone.
They're bad. They're real bad. The Giants, not much better.
No.
I think Eli
really
got
Rocky
sacked.
Stark.
I think Eli got sacked during the coin toss again.
It's a cheerleading squad too.
There's a bunch of memes going out there. There's a bunch of it memes going out there too, where like, what would Pennywise have to say to get you underneath? And it's just Pennywise and Eli with a football looking at the sewer. It's like, I have offensive linemen down here, and it's Eli just diving underneath.
I have a championship ring down here. Yep.
Well, he's already got 2 of those. Yeah. But it's like I would rather have a lineman that knows, hey, you know that other dude that's trying to murder me? How about you get in front of him a little bit?
I don't know. Another championship victory would
be really nice.
Amazing.
Of course it would. It would give him one more than his Hall of
Come
Fame
on.
brother.
Exactly.
But he's got to have one of the big fat dudes in front of him have to do their job, and none of them are. Absolutely none. It's hilarious to watch sometimes because they are getting smoked.
They need to be scouting these like metal shows in Brooklyn. You want to see big guys move? Holy crap, man! You just play Exodus and initiate a wall of death.
You get the headphones.
Ain't nobody getting through. Nobody.
Oh shit, they're bad, man. It's just funny to watch sometimes. I'm like, oof. You just see him running around in the backfield like, oh, he's gonna die. Ugh. At least the Cowboys aren't doing much better because they're terrible. Anyway, nobody wants to clear. There's the football bit. We got it. Everybody's 1-1 except for Captain Fatbelly and Nerds for Brawn, who it's only week 2. Pickle Rick's still in it. Ain't going nowhere.
Pickle Rick.
But we have a guest that's patiently waiting on the line.
Mm-hmm. Eating herself.
Who's apparently eating dinner at 4 in the afternoon. Find out all of her things by following her on Twitter at Lola_Bradbury. Hello, Lola. How are you doing today? Are you there? You're not there.
Oh,
because
geez.
I have to hit the right button.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I have to hit the right button, and now I should be able to hear her. Check. Hello.
Hello?
There she is. See, I told you she's there. I just had to hit the right button. I didn't hit the right button before.
I don't appreciate mocking my 4:30 dinner, by the way.
Well, because it's dinner at 4:30.
But you know what? It's cheap, so it's really a win.
It's the early bird special.
It's really a win in her book.
I'm insulted. I don't know what to say.
Well,
no, that's not an insult. That is a praise. It's like, you know what? At least she's smart with her money.
Yeah, that's right.
Get it
Well,
out of
she's
the way
making
now.
it on her own, so
Yeah.
it's not like she's going to a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. Get it out of the way.
She could have just waited until like 8.
Nope.
Like a normal person.
She's hungry for this interview. She's hungry for these locks.
We do, well, yes, which are coming up later. We'll get into all the Raw stuff. We'll get into some SmackDown things and that terrible gender interview. Oof. But first, in addition to No Mercy and all the other things happening this weekend, Ring of Honor has a pay-per-view of their own coming up this weekend. Death Before Dishonor XV is 15, correct?
Yes.
15 is this weekend. We're having I have no idea what's going on in Ring of Honor right now, to be honest with you. I kind of have a little bit of an idea on a couple of these things, but they're having an 8-match card here. Where is this show this weekend?
It's going to be in Vegas.
Vegas again? Yep. When did they just have one earlier this year in Vegas?
Yes, they did.
What was that, 15th anniversary?
Yep. They do their anniversary shows at Sam's Town Live, and that's where they are doing Death Before Dishonor
I guess, yeah, why not? I mean, if you've got the place to do it.
Because normally the show right after this one is what was that, Field of Honor, but they skipped out on this time.
Field of Honor is just kind of like a side show.
They didn't do Field of Honor this year.
Right,
well,
but that's a summer thing.
They typically do this other show before this show, but they skipped that. They're going to make Death Before Dishonor a bigger show. Vegas, man, that's the place to be.
I guess so. I guess so. But it looks like the Young Bucks will be wrestling twice this evening as well.
Double champs.
Double work. The Young Bucks should probably start off the show with the championship regular tag match against the Motor City Machine Guns. If Lola, you want to jump in at any time, please take some of the Ring of Honor stuff for me because I'm just reading Wikipedia right now.
I was waiting. I was giving you a little bit of a chance, but over the past couple of weeks, there's been a good handful of feuds kind of building up between. Let me get my shit straight here. Jay Lethal and Silas Young.
Yeah, we kind of saw that at the last tapings because the Jay Lethal Silas Young thing has been going on for even months now. Like that's been going on for 2-3 months at least. At least 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew that was going to have its blow off soon. So they're having a last man standing match.
But also, the Kingdom versus Bully Ray and the Briscoes.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be like a match early on to get a match later on, right? Like they're having like a qualification match at the beginning of the show, and whoever wins that gets the Young Bucks and Adam Page later on in the night, correct?
Yes. And the match there's two matches I'm kind of looking forward to. The Chuck Taylor and Marty Scurll. And during Marty Scurll's promo for Death Before Dishonor on Sunday, he basically said, I respect you. This is your first solo competition match in Ring of Honor. And, you don't have your buddies, Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero kind of helping you out. But I figure in that match that Young Bucks are probably going to get involved, kind of leaving the way for a little Republic.
They're already going to be there twice.
They're quite booked.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, they might just show up because why the hell not? But I mean, it seems like if they're already going to be in two different matches, why show up for a third?
But if they lose one or even both of them, I don't see them being ringside for that one.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. And it's the other one I'm really, really looking forward to, and I love Cody Rhodes, and I kind of feel bad for saying this. I want to see the murder grandpa of New Japan kill Cody Rhodes this week.
He gonna die.
Now, what is that match for?
That is for the ROH World Championship.
That's a typo, sir. That is for the official Ring of Honor. If you haven't seen that promo, check out that promo on YouTube where
we definitely linked it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast.
You got to kiss it.
You gotta kiss the Ring of Honor. He pretty much made his own championship title ring like you would for a football championship team or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. The Chucky team, the title match is going to be bananas. The World Television Championship is also up for grabs because somebody who doesn't work here still has the title. Kushida will be facing Kenny King. I don't think Kenny King wins this. Right?
No.
They got to give it to somebody.
No way.
Go ahead.
The thing with Kenny King is I'm not the biggest fan of Kenny King, and they keep ripping on him about being on The Bachelorette this season, and which is hilarious because all they ever really discuss about him.
Yeah, I would use that all the time though too.
Yeah,
it's a terrible show. I mean, I'm amazed at how many people watch that damn thing, but it's a terrible show. It goes on for months. They do 2 seasons a year of it. I have no idea how people watch that every week. How many of them have actually stayed married?
Oh, that doesn't matter.
I think there's been a few seasons where, like, one girl was on a Bachelor season, was, like, the second to last one, but then got picked over, like, somebody else got picked. Then she came back as the Bachelorette, chose a guy, then dumped the guy, and came back as a Bachelorette too.
Oh, my God.
I want to say something like that has actually happened, and it doesn't seem too far-fetched given the hot garbage I've seen on network television these days. There's no shame on any of these shows.
Zero.
There's more shame in wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like come on. Go ahead.
With Kenny King, it's his whole spiel is I'm the King, King,
right.
And that's all he ever really says, and that's all he really ever cuts promos on. And he's an okay wrestler in my opinion.
He's pretty good,
but I don't expect him to win that at all, and I'll be very surprised
not against
if he
Kushida.
did.
Yeah, let me call immigration. See how Kushida's papers are doing. Oh, they're coming. They're expiring soon.
Oh,
Crap!
I
think he's dropping that title. He's good for another 6 months, sir. He's keeping that thing longer.
So just a real quick, we'll go through it again for the wiki. The wiki. Young Bucks versus the Motor City Machine Guns for their ROH World Tag Team Championships. Chucky T versus Marty Scurll in a straight-up singles match. We've got Jay White versus Punishment Martinez in a Las Vegas street fight. That should be pretty cool. I know we all, like some of us at least, know how good Jay White is.
Yes.
And he's kind of a psychopath a little bit. And so's Punishment Martinez. So that should be pretty brutal, hopefully. You've got the Jay Lethal versus Silas Young last man standing match with Beer City Bruiser, so we know the big fat dude's going to be able to get involved in this match. I'm assuming Jay Lethal is going to get a keg thrown at him.
Yes, he's going to be swinging the keg.
I wouldn't see why not. You get to use it. So then you also have your 6-man sort of qualification match for the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships with the Kingdom. Taven, Orion, and Marcelia versus Bully Ray and the Briscoes. The winner of that will face the Young Bucks and Adam Page later on in the evening for that same 6-man tag team
Everyone's putting in overtime.
Seriously. You also have that Kushida versus Kenny King match. I don't think Kushida loses. Like, why would he lose to Kenny King? Unless you're building, unless that feud has been hot fire.
Well, this would be a good opportunity to see what Kenny King is all about, and whether or not he's gonna get a big following.
I just don't know who else is in that TV title sort of.
I mean, this could just
atmosphere.
This could be an in between match for a Marty Scurll rematch for the world,
True.
television championship.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like have he has to fight a couple of other people, and then Marty Scurll comes back. It's like, hey, can I get my title shot back again? Because this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
You don't even work here.
You know what's coming up after this one? Final Battle.
Final Battle's the next one?
It's in a couple months, yeah.
Those tickets are already almost sold out.
They're already on sale.
Well, they are on sale, but I mean, like, most of the good seats through the regular distributor is sold out.
Hammerstein Ballroom.
You have to go through secondary selling, unfortunately, with that one. I almost don't. That thing that bugs me is, like, it's impossible to get just a regular ticket from either the ticket office or through no, I mean in general for anything now. Like, unless you're sitting there constantly refreshing your computer for a ticket or something like that, you're probably still not getting it because of the resellers.
It's a giant pain in the ass. Well, it's because between complaints and whatnot, I imagine they're trying to make the system as fair as possible. Yeah. But when it's that high of a ticket, SummerSlam the last 3 years, man, could not get a ticket when it dropped.
Well, the thing is with that is, like, and they have these things with like shoe distributors and stuff like that, where people just write their own scripts, so you'll never actually be able to get a chance at a ticket, because by the time you actually do log into the page, those pre-automated bot scripts are already done and through and have gotten their ticket.
The only thing they can do at that point is just come out with new security.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do.
And then you have your never openweight championship.
Here's the alternative. We watch it from the comfort of the living room.
Yeah, but I'd rather go to one of those shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Final Battle's a big one.
But pay-per-views are fun. There's no BS. It's just match.
It's awesome match after awesome match, and that's like their WrestleMania. So if you can get yourself to Final Battle,
get yourself to New York City.
Seriously, do it
for Final Battle.
We could consider shacking up some people if the price is right.
We don't live too far away.
Yes, the room is for sale.
I will not be. I cannot begin to explain how I was mistreated in fashion prison.
No, I don't know if anybody has seen that because nobody watches 205 Live. But Drew Gulak got arrested by.
I'll tell you how it ends. Right back to the 277 slide presentation.
Drew Gulak got arrested by the fashion police last week, and it's been magical. Check our Twitter page at the WHC for PC for it. Yeah, so that's Death Before Dishonor. Should be pretty cool. That's Friday night?
That's this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern. SmackDown. Sorry, go ahead.
Just going off of 205 Live real quick, and I made a comment before. Am I the only one that thinks that Drew Black kind of looks like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite?
I remember what Uncle Rico looked like.
A little bit, I could see. He's the one that lived in the van, and he started doing like karate and
down
shit.
By the river.
No, it was like in the,
okay.
kind of a little. I could see it. Maybe I don't know.
So, really shining on that show, he is.
He really is. I'm surprised. Like every week, the last couple of weeks have all just been Drew Gulak segments that everybody have been looking out for, unless Enzo's getting just obliterated by Braun Strowman. And then Neville comes out and does a move to him and just laughs at him. 'Cause you should.
Yeah.
What other newsworthy things before we get into WWE have happened this week? I've already forgotten.
Paige.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yes. Talking about returning. She's back at the PC. Training.
Yes, she's actually back in the company.
She's sweeping up her house before she can say it's hers.
Yeah, she's not getting drunk in Mexico every other day. Boy. And yeah, it was we've talked about it. It was pretty rough for a go there.
At least she didn't get. At least it was just that and nothing worse.
Yeah, it could have been way worse.
You know, some of these celebrity fiascos end sometimes with like a horrible car accident. You know, stuff like that,
or a death.
Yeah, let's get away from that.
Back
to the ring.
Are they still
positivity.
Are they still together, or did that whole last thing with the assault charge kind of wipe everything clean? There was that.
I'll tell you what, her parents broke up with him. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll be taking our gold back.
Say again.
The thing with Del Rio is after he got stripped of his Global Force Wrestling title, and I know you guys don't want to get into it, so I'll spare you the details. But after he got stripped of his title, which is now in possession of, I don't even remember.
GFW, TNA, Impact, whatever the fuck they're calling
Eli
themselves now. Sorry, we're talking over her. Just let her actually speak.
Stop. You shut up. Go ahead.
Sorry. I just annoyed that they changed their name and they're already saying, oh, we're not going to use that anymore because we fucked it up already. Sorry.
They didn't change the name. They just dropped
the GFW was the name of the show or the company.
It was called Impact Wrestling.
You're talking semantics, asshole.
You're talking semantics.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. They're like,
they're changing their whole
I actually watched the show.
They're rebooting it again.
I actually watched the show. All they changed was the logo in the intro. It was always called Impact.
Their whole branding went from GFW, from TNA to Impact to GFW, to now it's not GFW again because they can't figure out their own shit.
Trying to figure out how this is Lola's fault.
It's not. Forgot what she was going to say, but we stomped all over you.
I'm so sorry.
Please go again, madam.
Continue.
I'll mute us.
The thing with Del Rio after he got stripped of his titles, and I kind of got to commend Global Force Wrestling a little bit for this, but not a lot. Whenever the allegations of, the airport incident and everything kind of came to light, they investigated it. Whether they did or not, I don't know, but they seem like they did, and they nipped it in the bud right away. They stripped Del Rio of his titles, and they said, I'm trying to think of his name. Shit. Pritchard basically said, we wish him the best in his future endeavors, and he's never to be seen again. So after that, we kind of didn't hear any more with him and Paige. So I'm thinking maybe
I'm assuming they're done.
Hopefully got away from him.
I would assume so. It feels like that should probably be your best move at that point. Like if you guys were the definition of a.
From what it looked like, I don't know all the details. From what it looked like he did nothing, and she just went off on him and assaulted him. But the fact that they went as far as I don't think he holds any major titles with any major promotions off the top of my head. He's kind of been maybe they found something else out. He's kind of been blacklisted.
He's probably just going to keep himself on the DL.
You gotta go to the Hulk. You gotta go to Hulkamaniac way. You gotta just
calm down for a while.
Let things die down a little bit.
Tranquilo.
Yeah. Stay away from TV. Stay off of Periscope. For Christ's sake.
Stop drinking and going on Periscope. It doesn't work for us at home. And it definitely doesn't work for people that are in the spotlight.
Absolutely
because you say dumb shit, and once it's on the internet is forever.
Yes.
Because some asshole's going to save it.
Ask your fiance.
I sense a little tension between you two.
No, we're just saying, that's what happens. You say dumb shit on the internet, it never goes away.
We look out for dumb crap whenever we say it, and if it's something bad, we just delete. And hey, yeah, that thing, yeah. I had to, sorry. All right, no big deal.
Keep yourselves out of trouble and do what I do. Make dinner at 4:30.
Play it safe. That's what Lola says.
Nope. Then everything's boring sometimes.
All right.
What else happened this week? We got SmackDown. We can talk about SmackDown stuff if you like, because we've got all the Raw stuff in the Stone Cold Locks that's coming up in a bit.
Rusev won.
Rusev got a W. I just don't understand.
I am hero now.
It's just such a weird segment for that, because Randy has a match
against Aiden.
By the way, you were absolutely right last week with the two most well-booked gentlemen on both major shows for the WWE are Aiden English and Elias Sampson.
Yeah.
They're the greatest. Like, I just want to boo the shit out of them.
Their two musical acts are just done, are booked so perfectly. And
all I want to do is this all the time.
It's during the commercial. Aiden's got Randy in a headlock, and you don't know until they come back that he's singing while he's holding him in the headlock. It's like, oh, this is perfect. And whenever he gets a counter Randy and just punishes him with knees to the back.
Yeah.
Quick. It's so filthy and so old school heel. I love it.
And
doesn't matter he lost because it was an RKO out of nowhere. That's fine.
And the interruptions. On both of them, every time. It's just perfect. It's just like, ugh. What is he? Ugh.
Aiden's face this week was like, oh, you're going to interrupt me? I'm going to beat you. I'm going to hit you hard.
But then Rusev just gets to make his own matches, I guess?
Yes, he does.
I guess anybody can just walk out and say get matches now because Bayley is somehow in a fatal 5-way for a title for no fucking reason.
It's called Heat of the Moment.
Sure.
She is back.
Sure.
She is back.
Sure.
Let her get some TV time.
I love Bayley as much as the next person, but that's bullshit.
They're not dumb. They know what she's worth. The only problem is
they're making her worth garbage is what they're doing.
By putting her on TV?
No, not by putting her on TV. By just not we'll get into it later. It doesn't make any sense. Throwing people out there just because they maybe or may not be popular is how you get boos. It's how you get Roman Reigns. Just because you want them to be popular and you think they should be popular and you throw them out into a match for no reason.
I'm not going to argue.
She shouldn't have even showed up in the fatal match.
I'm not going to even argue how Raw operates.
Yeah, it's just fucking... Right. You know what it is?
'Cause it's mind-boggling.
That's why.
Great.
It's fucking crazy. I love the Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon stuff, though. You can't really get much better than that. First off, he assaults a 70-something-year-old man on TV, which is wonderful. I don't know. I shouldn't be advocating for old man assault, but Jesus, it's amazing.
It's the fake apology afterwards. That was where it's at. You know what, Shane? It's your fault I kicked your dad's ass. I love him. I love him so much. I'm beating you up.
The thing with Kevin Owens, something I've kind of realized a little bit, and if you go back to like old school indie Kevin Owens, right now with the batshit crazy, I beat up your old man because I saw you when I was beating his ass. We're getting like shades of Kevin Steen from the Independent, and it's awesome.
It's just you just need the right story and things to kind of bring that out. We saw that even in NXT where he just started losing his mind when he had the title. It's like, this is my title.
Sami Zayn's celebration is just like, hey, good job, friend. Oh, by the way, boom.
Have you met the apron?
First, eat the steel steps, and then apron. It's great.
Yeah. And for all those people
we don't mention Sami Zayn.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting on the milk carton again. And I don't know.
They haven't discovered the magic of that is 205 Live, I guess. Can I show up later? I could get the later shift. I'm going to get popular on the later shift, and then you'll want me back.
No one's getting popular on the later shift.
Yeah, Fashion Po.
Yeah, but they were getting popular on SmackDown. And the fact that they went to 205 Live.
Drew Gulak is going to run for an imaginary position on 205 Live. He's got the suit. He's got the pin.
The GM.
Yeah. He's gonna. They
don't do anything with the other GMs.
He's gonna make up the position, and he's gonna run for it, and he's gonna win by a landslide. And it's gonna be against Tozawa, who's like, I'm here for a fight. What are you doing?
Crazy Cat Lady is my favorite thing ever, too, by the way. I love it. She comes out there. We need to celebrate somebody who's really done something around here, and it's just a picture of her. Exactly. It's total heel stuff, and look, it's real simple.
I'm glad your dad's back and all, but me time.
Exactly. I'm the champion. Will somebody please give me a little respect? You're a crazy cat lady. You need to go.
Yeah. With the whole women's celebration thing, it was whenever Natalia interrupted Charlotte, I knew something was up.
Of
But
course.
also, it was really, really kind of cool to see Natty kind of sell the Women's Revolution, the Mae Young Classic, which I still have yet to watch.
Oh
Because
my
I'm losing.
God, woman, where have
But-
you been?
Yeah, that's something you got to check out.
Stop making dinner at 4 in the afternoon. Watch the Mae Young Classic.
And what was really funny, if you guys
Amazing.
didn't notice, and I loved how Lana kind of jumped in with Tamina. It's weird, but it's working for me. Just it's an odd couple pairing.
Well, then
'Cause it
that's
seems like
something that
Tamina's
they've
kind
taken
of
their
like the
time with,
female
too.
Rusev to Lana.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
hoping that they were going to
And-
do.
And if you guys didn't notice, at the end of the match when Charlotte won, one of her fake eyelashes fell off.
Yeah, I saw that for sure. I'm like, wait, what's wrong with her? One of her eyelashes is gone. I know.
Live TV.
At least they stopped with putting the crazy ass weaves in her hair. That was bugging me for a long time. I mentioned it on the show. I'm like, could you just let her have her own hair? She's pretty on her own. She doesn't need extra here. I mean, I get it a little bit, but I mean, she's already got fairly long blonde hair. You don't need a fucking squirrel in there, too. Just looks ridiculous when it falls out. But the shit, I was going to say something. No, the Tamina and Lana thing is great. That's a story that's been building over 4 months.
Yeah, that's actually been on hold for about a month because SummerSlam happened.
Well, and that's the thing that we always get a problem with, is that we always have to put all of this stuff on the wayside when we get these big joint shows to whatever the hell.
But you give it a couple
yeah.
weeks and then we're back to normal business.
Right,
But
but
it doesn't
that
happen
lo-
all the time. Some storylines get abandoned, but fortunately,
Right.
most of them get resumed.
Well, the thing with the Lana thing, everybody was wondering, why the hell does she keep getting title match? This is why. Because we're going to be doing this thing with Tamina instead. And so now we have, what was the result of that? I forgot what the result of that was now. Now we have Charlotte as a #1 contender to the SmackDown Women's Championship. And it doesn't matter because no one's ready. But that's a different show. But
That's a
either
different
way,
show.
Yeah. But
you're jumping ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, I know.
Jumping ahead of yourself. He's equally as excited as I am.
Do we
That
want to
is why.
talk about gender? We kind of have to.
Oh God.
So sorry. So sorry.
Brit, breathe.
It was a bomb-arino.
that was I'm trying to tell you though. That was the
Oh, I know.
whole point.
I know. There a lot of people got upset about it, wasn't they? You pay more attention to Twitter, I think, on that one, Lola. I heard the internet was into a bit of a tizzy.
Yeah,
Am I
it's-
correct on that?
Well, oh yeah, it's kind of a combination of things and just a quick rundown. Last week it was a shit fest with gender. I am not a fan of gender, but
I liked the
he was
last
making-
week's one, though. I thought it was like dumb dad jokes.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
These
dad
ones
jokes.
were just bad,
It's
bad
like
dad jokes.
gra-
They were
gra-
bad.
dumb grandpa jokes who fought in the war. Like one of those.
But this week he was making like just the typical like Japanese cat and dog jokes, and like it was
in poor taste.
like I feel bad because I'm laughing, but it was funny, but the delivery of it, like you said from earlier, it was really, really terrible. And repeating it.
Well, for
it
this
sounds
week's
horrible.
was more like it was just the same joke
yeah,
for 5 minutes. I'm like, all right.
yeah. It was like, wait, if you're not cringing now, hold my beer.
Yeah, and like Twitter was basically saying, there was two sides to it. There was the, gender went too far, but there was also people saying, he's a heel. That's how it was supposed to happen.
I don't get the too far
So there-
thing. Like, that wasn't even close to too far.
I mean, this in 2017, that kind of talk makes people uncomfortable.
Well, they need to fucking get their panties out of their asshole.
Get their proverbial underwear out of a wad
Yeah.
and just watch pro wrestling.
Yeah. It's
The problem is there was no Shinsuke in the ring, and it was just a quick interview.
And it wasn't even that
backstage.
bad. It's not like he made like a Hiroshima joke or something.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been too far, maybe.
That would have been a bomb no one would have wanted to see.
Right, exactly. Like, it's not like
You guys-
you called him
you guys
Mr.
did it-
Miyagi, and that was like, it's not like we booed some people at the War of the Worlds thing because Tiger Hattori came out and some dude started like trying to chant Mr. Miyagi because he looked like him on that. And we're like, no,
Well,
that dude's kind of a
that's-
legend, and you chanting that means you don't know any
That's
better.
at least that's a little fun spirit. It's not like he said, well, if you look at my footage last week and it's like film reel of a bomb exploding, that would
Yeah,
be bad.
yeah.
That would have been like, ooh, Ooh.
Right. But, I mean, he's a bad guy. He's supposed to say terrible things about the good guy, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
And Shinsuke's reaction is what sold is like, he's funny.
Right.
You know, it's not funny when I beat
And again,
you.
I'm also the guy that's coming from a Roastmasters taping last night where there was some legitimately horrific things said to
He
about
had to shower
other
right
people.
afterwards. 'Cause
I almost
he just
did.
felt filthy.
Well, because Lewis was in the main event, and there are always jokes made about him either sucking Jay's dick
Or his dead dad.
or his dead dad.
Yeah, that's brutal.
He had at least 2 jokes made about him and his dead father to his face. Brutal. So it's not really too far
Yeah.
for me because I don't know. It's not that bad. He could have been way worse.
Ginger's just not cutting it for me as the world heavyweight champ. Give
Yeah.
it back to AJ or something. And the thing is, I have to say this just real quick.
Yeah, sure. Good.
Bray's kind of getting into Raw a little bit later anyway, but whenever Bray had the World Heavyweight Championship, his reign ended way too early.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Came and gone.
That's
About as quick as the clubs.
One of our, every time he's had a title, that's happened, and it's always been our major gripe is that look, if you're going to give Bray,
the one time.
twice, he's had the tag titles, and they took that away real quick because we thought we were going to build this
with
whole.
Randy, forgot.
But then we built that story with Randy, and then all of a sudden they just like, oh, we're going to shake things up and we'll move you on to a different show and then forget about you.
Yep.
What? Even he's doing a thing with Finn Balor and nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what? We're talking about it. Let's just do it.
It's time for the World Heavyweight Podcast. Stone Cold Locks.
What? And that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold sets
We actually have the title back this week because somebody around here
Still in the back seat.
it's still in the back seat.
Left it there nice and cozy.
I was planning on keeping track for the year. Just didn't happen.
Yep. Well,
I'll try and put the polls up
now
for
you're
this
trying
weekend.
to keep track of fantasy numbers, so that's gonna be
Yes.
it's gonna be too difficult.
We'll try and have somebody do the polls up this weekend, so about 2 hours before the show.
Let me help you. It doesn't matter because I'm the champ.
Well, I mean, they're not going to be involved. It's just going to be a fan thing for them to do. If the fans end up doing it, because there's,
I'm the champ.
But we're going to have 3 of us this week.
Champ.
Yes, I know you. I will mute you. Get out of here. Let me just. Can I tell the people the bit?
No.
We're gonna pick through the pay-per-view. I'll put a poll up for the fans. I think. Shut up! Your volume is off for a reason. Go away.
I'm still here.
I know you're still here. You're fine. We'll leave you on. He's got no microphone right now. No, I'm not salty. I'm trying to tell the people what's going on. We're picking the pay-per-view. Winner of the pay-per-view gets to have the belts. We've got, how many matches do we have this month? We've got 7. No pre-show stuff, right? Did we get a pre-show thing, Lola? No? Yes?
I didn't see anything for a pre-show, but I'm going to be disappointed because there's a couple matches that need to be on the pre-show and just get over and done with.
Like?
Like Enzo and Neville. That's going to be a bloodfest. What else? There's basically just Enzo needs to be on the pre-show.
Well,
that's pretty much
you'll get it back now. You calm over there now?
Yeah. Asshole. I'd like to see a Hardy's Club match that puts that to rest.
There's a story going on there?
That's what I'm saying. Well, the Raw tag title story is just feuds between the Bar, Shield 2.0, which I'm going to call them. I don't care.
And it's almost becoming
the Hardys. Keep making it a 3-way. So, since they're not going to be booked in a title match anytime soon, just give them the club. Give them a match with the club.
Something.
Settle that.
Yeah. And with the whole feud between Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, Gallows, or not Gallows and Anderson, I already said that, with Seth and Dean, on Monday, Sheamus and Cesaro made a really good point, and I hate to admit that. They said that basically, Seth and Dean, they're just using each other. They're gonna break. And the way that Seth kind of reacted to them losing the match was they're gonna build it, and I'm calling it, and I feel it. I feel like whenever the tag team of Seth and Dean end, Dean's gonna pull a Seth on Seth with the chair and that whole thing as kind of payback and kind of go that way. I'm feeling it.
You heard it first.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I don't know. There's just so, like, my issue is it's just very obvious that week to week on Raw, they have no long-term thought process. It's kind of obvious. And it just bugs me because you could be doing so much better for everybody that's on this show right now. Mm-hmm. And it just feels thrown together most of the time. Like the Bailey thing you know what? Let's start from the bottom with the last match that was made this past Monday. The singles match for the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz with the Miztourage versus Jason Jordan in what was a pretty entertaining number one contenders match to close out Raw, if I don't say so myself. I was pretty entertained. You had a bunch of really top quality guys in the ring all at the same time. Everybody was like, you had the Hardys, you had the Miztourage and Jason Jordan, correct? Or is there who else am I? Or Samson.
Samson.
I want to talk to Samson.
It was awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. Samson got his stuff in. He got to be a dick to the crowd. What do you say to the San Jose crowd? You're a whole bunch of losers.
You're all. I forgot what it was.
I forgot exactly the line, but it was fantastic. It just made me laugh and just want to boo him even more. But The Miz with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, some of the stuff backstage is really great. I like that The Miz is finally getting some time week to week to shine. And he's addressing this whole Jason Jordan thing. Like, why is Jason Jordan getting every opportunity under the sun when he said he didn't want special treatment? And then you've got Jason Jordan being that guy that's the hot-headed kid that's still trying to break it in and needs to know that, hey, maybe I shouldn't try to punch everybody in the face every time they mention my dad. So there's a lot of cool things going on. You were going to say something, Lo?
Yeah, and kind of going off the whole Jason Jordan thing, I'm kind of going to bitch about it, and I know
sure.
I warned you
well,
guys.
That's what we're here for.
If I get too heated, and like you said, it's Jason Jordan came in, I don't want any opportunity. I don't want things handed to me. Oh, but if you want to throw me this and give me this, I'm not going to.
If you're going to take it, like if somebody's going to hand you, like, oh hey, I don't want I don't want you to hand me $100, but if you hand me $100, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, and I really love about the contender match for the IC title. I really kind of loved that. Like you said before, the Hardys aren't really doing anything, and they need some way to have Matt get woken or whatever, and then just have Jeff go off and build him as a contender for the Intercontinental title. He's more than, he's able to handle it himself.
It feels like it's one of those things where, and this, you could have said this if this was like 3 or 4 years ago before they did the whole broken thing, where in TNA, until last year, Jeff Hardy was the star. He was the star of the two. No questions asked, no you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Jeff Hardy was the superstar of the two. But then the Broken Saga happened, and everybody went, oh no, Matt Hardy's amazing. And then Matt Hardy sort of stepped out of his brother's shadow and got into that spotlight of, no, these guys can both be the star. It just depends on which one you want to go with. And I kind of feel like the people in creative at WWE didn't get the memo and are still trying to feel like, no, Jeff's the star here. We know what we've got, and they're not willing to make the change for whatever reason or that they're doing. They're
gonna do something different, man. It's right
I don't
now,
need them to do the woken
They still call him Team Extreme.
Yeah.
How dated is that?
Real dated.
If like Lola said that the Matt with the promo about the Shield brothers aren't really brothers, we're brothers.
Right.
For all I could tell, that could be foreshadowing into the Hardys splitting, and then like she said, Matt
splitting. You can do that story.
Stars.
Split it, get back together, do whatever, go on an expedition.
There's too many. It feels like there's too many tag teams on Raw, gang.
I don't know how. There's no tag teams on that show.
Because they only use so many. Like right now, there's 3 on camera quite often. There's the Bar, there's the Dean and Shield. There's the Shield, and there's the Club. And they sometimes
the
switch with the
Hardys are
Hardys. Those two they switch in between who's going to be.
But
in
you
that
only
third
have 4
spot.
teams. Where you say there's a bunch of teams? What are the other teams?
That's
then?
the thing, though. Raw is that's really it. I mean,
Yeah. At least SmackDown has a
they-
couple
they
more, but
broke
they
up
haven't been
our-
using them either.
Well, they broke up R-Truth and they broke up Goldust.
Whatever.
The Hype Bros went back.
They're going to break
They
up.
stayed as
They're totally
breaking up. It's just
totally breaking up, Becky.
We're gonna get some really cool tag team matches in the next couple of pay-per-views for the next big show, but for the most part, it's only gonna be a few teams at a time. So yeah, that would be awesome if this is really gonna lead to the Hardys breaking up and having 2 completely singles. That would be the opportunity for Matt to be woken something different.
Well, we're talking about the
Something
Intercontinental Championship match, though. Anyway.
Yes. Back to that.
Well, but they were involved in that match. It was a great match. I enjoyed it. Jason Jordan ends up coming away with the win, so he's got his first legitimate victory in a while. He's been getting big matches and losing, but this feels like it's a little bit more his speed. I don't think he wins this title match. Do you?
No,
if Jason Jordan wins, it'll be a shocker. There's too much going against him here, right? There's no reason The Miz should lose to him.
I don't think Miz will be taking time off.
Not right away. He's got 9 months before that baby shows up.
Well, we don't know how long she's been when they made the announcement.
She doesn't have a bump yet. We got at least 6 to 8 months.
It's
before
television.
something happens.
They hide everything.
They're not hiding it on a body like that. Are you kidding me?
Stop! Don't talk about Maurice that way. Stop.
I'm not. She's hot
She
as
is
hell.
a married woman.
She is, and she's smoking hot. The Miz is a very lucky man. Smoking hot, that woman. Miz is very lucky. Congratulations, Miz.
That was very awesome.
Who you got,
I
Josh?
can't top that.
Look, I'm just calling it how it is. She's an attractive lady.
Very much.
Who you got, Josh?
Miz is gonna keep that championship.
Lola?
Miz.
Yeah, that's everybody. Locked. Next up, two of the matches that nobody cares about. Your Cruiserweight Championship is on the line with Neville, your current sitting champion, versus...
A lot of people care about. They want to see Enzo get annihilated. For some reason. Apparently, it's like the thing now is watching Enzo getting his ass.
Neville versus Enzo Amore. He won in... How did he get the number 1 contender again?
Cheated.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he cheated.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't see it.
I forgot.
Much like a lot of other people,
This was
I
like
don't watch 205 Live.
Yeah, that is the problem. I don't remember the finish of the match. I just remember him going over and everyone being salty. But I mean, that's what's adding to that.
Right.
They actually going to run
And he
with
got
the backstage heat
obliterated.
thing, and they're going to be like, oh, that's going to fuel into it.
And you know what's great? Braun Strowman coming out to obliterate him.
Oh, the Mack truck that hit him? Yeah.
That is a scary man. And I don't think people are giving that guy enough credit for how terrifying he is. You saw the picture. I'll pull it up again.
No. Everyone gives him credit. How about giving Enzo some credit for
face.
selling that? As soon as he hears the music, you see his face drop. He goes,
Oh, shit.
I stepped in something. This, don't turn around. Ah!
Maybe if I don't turn around, nothing will happen.
If I don't turn around, I'll just eat the stage with my face.
Enzo shouldn't win this, right? I can't tell you what the story is.
Well, we know what the story is. Enzo has backstage heat, and that's what they're running on. That nobody likes him.
Really?
He's getting this title match because he stole it, and he's gonna I'm here because of you've seen the promo before. My mouth has got me in trouble,
Right.
but my mouth has also made these opportunities. Right. That's why I have a cruiserweight title match come Sunday, and I'm gonna win whether you guys like it or not.
No, he's not.
That's what he says. That's what he says. I agree. I don't think he is either.
Yeah. I mean, Neville's just too good. Lola?
Yeah. I have Neville.
Are we all going Neville this time?
See?
Because Raw's predicted.
Lock it in.
Next up, the
Finn Bray match.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like the who gives a fuck of this show, and it shouldn't be.
It's like the Disco Kiss match of the show. No paint.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The fact that these two guys deserve way better than this.
I'm getting kind of.
That's what I'll say. That's how I feel about it.
I'm getting kind of bored with these angles with Bray.
Yeah, because they're all the same.
Pretty much feels like it.
He's going to do all this spooky sounding stuff, but he's never going to do anything that feels like he's contributing to the things that are happening. If you can see all and know all and be all, then why aren't you getting out of some of these situations? With Randy,
the cool ideas with him are like few and far between.
Yeah,
you know, like WrestleMania with the projection on the ring. That looked really cool.
That kind of looked all right.
It's too bad they didn't really do anything with
Right.
it. It just looked cool. Dumping the bucket of red viscous liquid,
because it's not blood,
all over Finn to make a statement. Okay, that's cool, but that's as far as it went.
Right. And it just feels like they're never going all in with these guys.
House of Horrors. That's all I gotta say.
I kind of enjoyed it, but they could have went even further with that.
It was great.
Do a little CG and have
do
a little CG and have the house suck out of existence or something. You could have done it. We do less on Gas Digital with more.
We need some. We need some
more with less. Excuse me.
Not Steven Spielberg. We need some.
We don't even need some Pixar or Spielberg shit. We can get Adobe Premiere +1.
We need some 90s poltergeist graphics.
Yeah. Shake the house a little bit and make the lights flash or something. I don't know. They put a freaking a floodlight that changed from blue to red.
Red to blue.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Fake fire.
Now we're
really
cool.
Sharknado quality fire CG effects of green screen in front of it.
But with no sharks.
Right. You could have done
Might as well have had sharks. It would have been better.
Give me sci-fi original movie effects. I would have been happier with it. But none of I don't Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the thing with Bray and Finn, it's like you said, there's been no real build-up. It seems all kind of like a marketing thing for, like, with the pay-per-view. The last pay-per-view, it was a whole marketing thing for the Demon, and then we get Finn, and they're not really. Finn still hasn't had his Universal title opportunity, and I'm hoping we get that eventually in that build-up. But I'm really, really hoping after this feud kind of ends, this kind of leads to that kind of like sadistic, not full-on Prince Devitt, but that kind of heelish,
kind of a bad guy-ish.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I hope we get that kind of side of Finn, which kind of he hinted at on Monday.
I don't know. It's just these guys are too creative in their own right to be stuck middling around with each other with no meat to the story. It's all about flash and no substance. And these guys have more substance than most people on the show if they just are let to do kind of their thing. And it just looks like that the people that are running the show have no idea what they're doing with these characters. They have these two spooky, supernatural over characters, and they're just clueless. It feels
boring.
Like. Yeah, and they shouldn't be.
Should not be at all.
They shouldn't be. Finn Balor is one of the most. I can't. Who do you have? I'm going to go Finn because Brett. No. Does this match mean anything?
No.
There's nothing really on the line?
I don't think so.
Bray Wyatt for me then. Lola?
I gotta go Finn.
Too sweet.
All right. Here's my reasoning for it. That's locked in now. But how many times does Bray Wyatt lose on pay-per-view?
Quite often.
Right. When does he win on pay-per-view?
Very rarely.
When it doesn't mean shit.
With the exception of the championship. But
Twice.
Few and far between.
But if it's a match that really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, he usually gets the win.
I mean, just look at his numbers. You look at his numbers, no one should fear him.
None.
Look at his
Nobody.
numbers. No, look
Nobody
at his numbers.
Should.
Forget it.
Nobody should. He loses all the goddamn time. Next song. Let's go to the tag team championships. You have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, your champions, versus The Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus. They're just like it's just the rematch from last month, and they kind of just don't like each other. Is really what it comes down to.
Is this going to be the last one? I don't think so.
If Dean and Seth wins, it should be. There's no but you know, we've always had this go on again. Like the Usos and the New Day have been swapping back and forth for like 3 months now.
But they've been giving us awesome.
Right. So I'm not really complaining there, but we do know that when we get to tag teams on Raw, they like to repeat the same thing a lot. And this sort of sequence has been happening for 3 or 4 months, where we got the same thing again and again.
I thought
and again.
I thought Monday we were getting a 3-way for the pay-per-view, and I'm like, oh no, just them in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we get this cool 3-way match that we had on Monday?
Right? You just mix it up a little bit. It's like, oh, the Hardys are here, and that could have fallen apart at the. Could have made it like a 3-way for number 1 contender, which they didn't do.
Theoretically, the club would still have these titles if the Hardys didn't show up day of WrestleMania.
Correct.
And screw it all up.
Correct.
Locks time.
I just feel like instead of having Seth and Dean in that match, why couldn't you just have a 3-way for the number 1 contender? You're at a go-home show. Apparently, this company forgets that we have to make people interested for the pay-per-view, and we get ho-hum episodes going into go-homes all the time now. Like, when was the last time we had the Monday or Tuesday before a pay-per-view went, man, I can't wait for Sunday now?
It's been a little while.
Most of the time, I'm sitting like, man, there's a pay-per-view Sunday? Ugh. That's how I feel half the time.
That's not how you feel about the show entirely, though, because it is still a
There's a couple of matches on this show that I'm thinking they're going to be, this is going to be pretty good.
So what is your pick for the Raw Tag Team titles? This shouldn't be hard.
Dean and Seth. I'm going to take the current we haven't picked anybody to switch. No, they're keeping.
How about you, Lola?
And just kind of going off the promo that Sheamus and Cesaro cut about them being fragile and the way Seth reacted after they lost, I'm going to go Sheamus and Cesaro.
Hey.
Joshua.
Sheamus and Cesaro. I am sticking with Dean and Seth.
Locked. Next, the
ladies
has somehow turned into a fatal fucking 5-way match.
More the better.
No, that's not always the case, sir, and we have to stop that now because that's their plan all the time. It's like, oh, we have people, let's throw more people at it. No. Stop it. Just because somebody's back doesn't mean they have to get into the show all of a sudden. They could have showed up and then still not been there on Sunday because it was until Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Your champion, Alexa versus Sasha versus Nia Jax versus Emma in a story that made sense because they won their way in and it got turned into a fatal 4-way. We had a reason and an explanation for it.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
That was perfectly fine, fairly well executed. Now we have a bunch of ladies in there. Nia Jax is a problem. Mm-hmm. Emma's a problem. And Sasha's a problem. And it looked like, and now you have to deal with the Nia Jax issue, which wasn't there before. So Alexa has to now go, well, shit. I have to figure out a way out of this. And then, for some reason, we're just going to throw Bayley in for no reason.
You don't remember the last match Bayley had. That's why.
Which was what?
The last match Bayley had was against Nia.
So?
Nia hurt her. So
right.
She had no chance of winning that match.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then why does she just show up unannounced? I understand why she would show up unannounced. We can get the Bailey's back part.
You just need a hug.
But she doesn't, she helps Sasha, but doesn't really interfere with that doesn't make, why should she get a title match for just showing up?
Yeah, she hasn't really, since her injury, she hasn't really been involved in anything. Just don't throw her in to say, oh, we threw her in, now you can shut up about her not being in a match since she got back. That kind of
thing. Right. She can have a match on the next show. She can, if she's needed a rematch versus somebody, she can have that rematch on the next Monday. Let the pay-per-view match already exists.
Yeah.
If she has issues with Nia Jax, let's say Nia Jax loses, then she can fight Nia Jax.
I could tell you why. It's just that everyone's been wanting her back. They've wanted a story, so she's back, and they're shoving her right into this one. It
makes no sense.
Well, welcome to Raw.
But I don't want that. That's my problem.
Yep.
Why?
I know it's very frustrating, but all in all, no one is ready.
No one is ready.
That's not the real news. The real news is
no
those
one's
vignettes
ready.
every Monday that Asuka's coming.
Yeah,
so
no
it
one's
doesn't
ready.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
You can up on the goddess all you want. You can hit her with chairs. It doesn't matter. No one's ready.
Who do you have, Josh?
I
don't know when they're bringing Asuka in. I hope they wait at least 2 months.
No, that they're waiting. Which
I hope they at least wait 2 months before she shows up and just takes it from somebody.
it could be as late as Survivor Series.
I kind of want her to do.
before
I
then.
kind of do want her just to show up, challenge whoever's the champion, and kick her in the teeth and take it.
She could just show up, beat up everybody in this 5-way, and they could throw out the match.
Yeah, they could.
They
could very well.
It.
You know what? They very well could do that. I wouldn't put it past them, but I think she's still got a couple of
They're
weeks on
gonna
her arm.
swerve everybody. Hey. Welcome to season 4, folks. No, season 4. No one's ready.
So do you need Lola to make a pick instead of you because you're too confused?
No, Alexa's making this. Is keeping this. That's my pick.
Lola?
Sasha.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the confidence to them to give it to Nia Jax right now.
Who's getting destroyed by Asuka first?
I kind of like the whole Asuka just comes in and destroys everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that's a brilliant idea.
That's what it looks like.
I hope so.
I really hope they don't botch this like they botched Bailey this year.
Which is part of the problem why I don't want her to get thrown into this. Because that makes it just all that much more difficult for her to get herself over again. Anyway, I'll pick somebody. I'm gonna stay with the champ.
Eeny, meeny, miny, it's champ.
I have to, but I feel like somebody's dropping a title, and maybe there's only one title dropping. Well, anyway, we got to get moving. Alexa, next song, Juan Cena versus Roman Reigns. I really don't care who wins this match. It's gonna be great.
Should be awesome.
This is the one match that we've had some real fucking heat with, finally, and it's been great. The Roman promo, say what you will about it, it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst on Monday.
His last one was pretty good.
It was pretty all right.
To the point.
It was exactly. That's all it's got to be. It's the reason why it's the number 2 match on this show. Because it's John Cena and it's Roman Reigns, and they're going to beat the piss out of each other, and hopefully Roman loses.
They're going to swerve everybody, and that's going to be the opening match.
Could be. Could be. Lola?
Roman.
Any other thoughts? Or just Roman?
Oh. So I guess I started thinking about his promo. The thing is, like, every week we've gotten awesome promos with Juan. With John just kind of not burying Roman, but kind of burying Roman in his own way. It's like I said, like you said, it doesn't really matter who wins. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it should be good. Could be a match of the year. To be honest, I'll say it now with the 2 names that we got here and the quality that they've put up. I'm sorry to cut you off a little bit more, but we're gonna have to start wrapping it up. We got like 3 minutes left.
Hard out.
We have a hard out today. So Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Josh?
she's got Roman Reigns.
Yeah, hit the trumpets.
Just in case.
Hit the trumpets.
I'm hitting the trumpets. You are too?
Well, I'm hitting the trumpets hard.
Yeah.
If I had it on here real quick, I would have thrown them on now. And then we have the Beast.
It's going to be
the undisputed
good
champion, Brock Lesnar versus the Monster. Oh, I missed it because everything else in the wrong way. But Braun Strowman, this is going to be bananas. I want Suplex City all over the place just because I want to hear. I know who I'm picking. Josh, who you got?
I'm sticking with Brock Lobster.
Brock Lobster. All right.
He's gonna pull this one out because it's a title match, and let's face it, Braun is still literally only been wrestling a couple years.
I don't care.
I'm
I
not
want
sure
him
they're
to
gonna pull that
eat
trigger.
that title in front of him. Lola?
Braun.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, listen to that.
Not finished with you yet.
All right, that's it. We gotta. That's all of them, right? We got them all.
That's
got
all.
them all.
That's it.
Yep.
That was the Stone Cold Locks. Tune into the Twitter page at the WHPC. We'll do a poll about 2 hours or so, I want to say, before the pay-per-view actually gets a running, so you guys can put in your votes to see who will be the People's Champion.
All the leaks should be out by then. So
And all the leaks and the odds will change and everything like that. So we'll pull that down. At the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com. Over there on the Skype line at Lola_Bradbury. You have a Periscope schedule?
Yes. Usually, I recap Raw and SmackDown Live Wednesdays at 6 p.m., but due to me being on the World Heavyweight Podcast, that has moved till tomorrow, Thursday at 6 p.m. Sundays at 3 p.m. I run over Ring of Honor and NXT, and my new blog is up, and I have an article featuring the Shikara Young Lions Cup champion, there we go, Space Monkey. So go check that out on my blog. I'll have the link up on my Twitter account, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you for joining us again. Hopefully we'll get you back on very soon.
she's a blast.
Again, at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com. We are here every week. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Howie Farrell. Over there,
This is Josh Rivera.
we'll see you guys next week.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
It's over!